Dr. Kemi Lawrence, 25th of September 2024. Let me do my final video today on Falls and VDM. Now, Falls has filed a lawsuit against VDM or some kind of notice for VDM to retract the offensive and derogatory statements against him. Folari, first things first, your lawsuit or your whatever is tacky. Tacky means it has no taste and it's useless. If you wanted to be professional enough, you would have hired a lawyer independent of your family law firm. You know that whole Falano versus Falano. We don't need that. We don't need that bullshit, okay? We don't. We really don't. Using your family to harass, and I understand you're a rapper, singer, and a lawyer, among other things, but nobody cares for that. Your family is a failure. Your family has failed Nigerians. Your father has portrayed himself as that lovable, sane, human rights defender. It was all for clout. Your dad is a narcissist. He's friends with every single presidency. Anytime Showore is in trouble, he'll be the first to jump in front. Every human rights case and ends up failing. You see the Oromani case, how your father messed up the inquest and it fell apart? He asked police to invite me, a journalist. In his dreams, he thought I would show up. I didn't show up to any invitation. I mean, how many people don't show up to police invitations in Nigeria? I did not go. You saw the police on the stand when they asked him about the journalist. She didn't come. And the other lawyers were pissed off because your father, the fraudulent Falano, did not tell the other lawyers at Doing that he had a journalist invited for questioning. I said Sylvester's death was blamed on his pastor, his father, and the doctor. What did the inquest come up with? The doctor and the father. They didn't want to mention the pastor because they didn't want wahala. All right, you guys are fake, you're phony. Then your father put your mother in front of the Mohbad case to represent that case. At the end of the day, your mother did a tacky job and he took over. You guys have protected Wumi all along with those big godfathers in Abuja. Actually, but when it's into dead, yeah, but we godfathers in Abuja Lamamo at the end of this year. By the end of this year, anybody that knows the name of this Bobrisky godfather should send that name to me and a picture of whoever it is. Whoever this godfather is, go to my Instagram DM and send me the picture of the person and the name of the person. Just send it to me, okay? And I will ask you a couple of questions. You don't have to, you don't have to show your identity, nothing. If you want, you can open fake account just to send it to me. Okay, I don't do fake account, but if you want to use it to really hide your anonymity, send it to me. Or email me at kemiolunlawyer444@gmail.com. kemiolunlawyer444@gmail.com. That's one of my really long emails. Photo and name of the godfather. I'm not calling you out. I will call that person out in Nigeria because this country has to collapse before it can be rebuilt. Okay, the people doing this kind of stuff, it needs to stop. Now let's get back to you, False. Folari, you said derogatory statements, right? And defamation and blah, 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 offensive stuff. VDM played an audio to us, and he still has some of this audio that he hasn't played. In the audio, Bobrisky was talking to somebody, and that was you, I presume. While Bobrisky was talking to somebody, asking for money, telling us where he's getting little bits of money to make this 15 million for the money laundering charges to disappear. Okay? You said in your lawsuit or notice of defamation, your cease and desist, whatever it is, notice of retraction, your Falano headline thing, letterhead, you said in that document that VDM, used derogatory stuff and offensive words and everything. But you did tell us that you did not initiate a call to Bobrisky, and that Bobrisky was in fact the one that initiated the call to you. Right there and then you've confessed to us that you had some communication with Bobrisky. Now last night, I wouldn't even call it last night. It's actually today, early this morning, Nigerian time, which will be 2:05 a.m. I happen to be online in my area here, but it was 2:05 a.m. Nigerian time. Everybody was asleep. The internet has slowed down when I noticed Bobrisky posting 5 minutes ago. And my attention has been brought up to an audio purported to be me asking somebody to throw away my charges, blah, blah, blah. Bobrisky lied. Bobrisky lied. So now you've confirmed that Bobrisky is a liar. You said you didn't make the call to him. You said Bobrisky made the call to you. We don't fucking care who initiated the call. The fact was that a conversation went on and we heard something about a 15 million naira bribe to the EFCC and a call to a godfather who called the Controller General of Prisons to put Bobrisky in an apartment near the prison without doing the prison time. I was detained in a prison for 6 months. I was not even tried. The trial was about to start when they dismissed the case. At the end of the day, I was detained. I was not even convicted. And Bobrisky has the guts to go on Isbayu's show and tell Isbayu on his podcast, I'm not a convict. A convict is somebody that has been convicted, tried, convicted, sentenced to prison, and released. Maybe that's the reason why Bobrisky said he wasn't a convict. I studied this case. Every little piece matters. Because technically, a convict is convicted after being tried, meaning you're guilty of the offense. They now serve time in a prison, and when they come out of that prison, they're now called an ex-convict. Do you know how many people left prison before me that we have to bid goodbye to them when they're leaving? And they did time. They were not people detained like me. They were people who were sentenced to 5, 6, 7, 10 years, and they were going home. They go home as an ex-convict. Now, maybe because Bobrisky never even entered the prison is why he was telling Isbayu, I'm not a convict. You see that? Because he really tasted half of what it is to be a convict, the conviction, but didn't spend time in the prison. I'm very intelligent. Don't fuck with me. So the main thing right now is, False, can you tell Nigerians who this godfather was? Because if this young man, Martin Vincent Otse, releases the other half of the tape, and we hear the name of these people, you guys are going to be brought down big time. Then Vincent Otse, Martin VDM, will sue your ass up. You, your father, your mother, your whole Falano, whatever your agency or whatever you're running there, your law firm is. Y'all better start confessing now. Nigerians, get me the name of the godfather, the picture of who this big man is, and let me call him out. Because internet is my daru. I'm Kemi Oluloyo. Okay, my new name is Dr. Kemi Lawrence, but it's still that monster you call a monster, Kemi Oluloyo. I want Royal Lolason. I want some bad Nigeria Jenny. I want elite.
Wahala don't dey for Naija.
But we don't get
which kind of wahala
stuff.
be this one?
Okay?
Hey,
my father could have removed me from Port Harcourt prison in one day.
Hey. So you know go kiri according to wetin dey surface for the internet space. So you get a room apartment.
That's why I stayed in prison. I wanted to know what it is to go through the process.
Don't be small.
Unfortunately,
nothing wey we not go see for Naija. My people,
I never could write the prison
Kemi
because
don't
of the
come
trauma
out.
and the
Don't come
post-traumatic
use
stress I went
both
through
scatter
for 7.5 years. But it was a good thing. Because if Mohbad did not die, I would never in my life knew I was mingling with the enemy. Iyabo Ojo was the one that kept me in prison for the last 3 months. She was being paid by the prosecutor, Kennedy Okoko, a 42-year-old Harvard-trained billionaire, giving her up to $10 million not to come to court. Every time there's court, they all show up, they bring me from the prison, then the judge will adjourn it because Iyabo is filming in Australia. And she filmed for years, as of then, filming in Australia. So one day the judge got pissed off and just threw the case out every time Iyabo doesn't come. Then go lórí mi. Iyabo lórí burúkú aṣẹ́wó máa lè. Ìwọ tún wá sí birthday mi, 55th birthday mi. Ó tún lọ sọ fún àwọn fans pé òun ló ṣe party fún mi. Iyabo, you didn't throw my party. Fucking liars.